Hello and welcome to the 2021 Styrian GP analysis for Carlos Sainz. Today we'll be running through a summary of the race for Carlos, his lap times, his teammate battle, and his battle against Norris during the race. Starting P12, obviously a bit of a disappointing Q2 performance for Carlos, but ending P6, great job. Fourth quickest lap time, seventh quickest time through the pit lane, and winning the teammate battle. Looking at the positives, fantastic race pace from Ferrari this weekend, which was a great outcome compared to France last week. This track not nearly being as hard on the tyres, obviously having a bit of an impact there. Excellent strategy from Ferrari as well, and winning the teammate battle. Negatives, qualifying pace a little bit lacking, although both him, Ricciardo, and Vettel, the new drivers to each of those teams, were actually knocked out in Q2. So it just shows how tight the qualifying was. That extra 0.1 or 0.2 that each of them are behind their teammates making the difference. Significant gap to the leaders for McLaren and Ferrari currently, which is a bit of a concern, and held up by Hamilton at the end stages of the lap, which meant he couldn't get on down the road to try and chase down Norris. Looking at the strategy for Sainz, had that free choice starting P12 and went medium, went quite long on the mediums as well, and then switching across to the hard. Probably a bit representation of what Ricciardo could have done if he didn't have that engine problem. Looking at the lap times here for Carlos, and you can see initially really consistent, getting stuck in a bit of a DRS train through this first period. And then once those people on the soft tyres moved out of the way, he was able to really improve his pace quite a bit. Went for the pit stop quite late after that first stint, and then you can see consistency towards the end then, although once he caught up to Hamilton, his pace just didn't quite quick enough for him to get on and come close to Norris, unfortunately. It's a bit of a pity for Sainz there. Moving on now to the teammate battle, and you can see the Leclerc having that issue early on the first lap, but look how quickly Leclerc catches back up, having the clean air, whereas Sainz is in a DRS battle. It's just ridiculous, the impact of that DRS chain and how quickly Leclerc could catch up. And then you can see both of them are having pit stops in the late 30s of the laps, and then Sainz on the fresh tyres getting quite a bit ahead of Leclerc here. Leclerc obviously dealing with traffic and DRS trains, and then towards the end Leclerc started to catch up a little bit, but relatively consistent from both of them. So a bit of a up and down journey, and so much of that was just based on were you stuck behind a DRS train or not. And then let's have a look at the battle with Norris. Obviously, really important, this Ferrari-McLaren battle, which is going to go down right until the end. Look at Norris, almost a 20-second lead over Sainz, and that's just the difference of not being in the DRS train. But then after the pit stop series, you can see Sainz really gaining quite a bit of time by pitting those first few laps. The Norris losing some time there. Norris didn't pit until later on. Norris losing some time there, and Sainz here ahead. And then once Sainz pitted, you can see Norris ahead again. And Sainz tried to catch up, but couldn't quite do it, unfortunately. So that's a recap for Carlos Sainz from this weekend. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, press subscribe. Otherwise, post in the comments, what did you think of Carlos's race this weekend? Thank you.